Hi everybody and welcome back to 120 and to your contrarian officer and chief contrarian officer, if I may, and the growth and export ideation series. We've done our 2 sessions of MRI, but there's a bit of a probing session. And let's get on with what could be a pointer of identifying these economic pains. In order to grow, I think we should show some humility in order to understand and listen about the needs of this 87% of the population of the world and markets that we are ignoring, the global south, the BRICS plus, and the rest of it. We also need a top 10, I would say, best human capital drivers in an economic engine that would be Foreign Office, a team A if you want, people with focus, with a long-term view, not a revolving door, to look at these markets, who are best placed to understand, to establish a harmonious, and I would say perhaps a strategic engagement scenario and opportunity for economic engine of UK in these markets. The importance of engaging and not only posting the best and the brightest in these markets, but also at the same time people who have strategic orientation. Strategic orientation is not something that they teach you at Harvard or Ethan's. We've seen some of the outputs of that school, sadly, in the last few years, or Oxford or Cambridge. Strategic orientation is something that people are born with. It's the combination of capacities and capabilities. And capacities are developed in hardship. And with all due respect, we've been sitting on our laurels for a long time. Being out of the EU in a post-Brexit world and a delayed FTA with the United States, we have to recalibrate our standing in the world. We have to have a different game plan, and we cannot just depend on these two, markets in more ways than one. US-China two-way trade is growing by the hour, despite all the saber rattling and all of that. And the key question is, where is UK's role? Where is UK's share? How do we capitalize on the long historical good and bad relationship with China? Or are we just going to go there and keep, shouting and lecturing and all of that and forgetting and overlooking our own share of faux pas in this relationship? And then can we grow and support the UK economic growth and prosperity if we fail to engage with China? This is a question. The policy makers and decision makers of this country have to say, United Kingdom can live without working with China. As a result, we will continue to focus on Europe and United States and the global South and BRICS Plus, which are all in the realm of the business with China in more ways than one, and we guarantee growth. If that is the case, they have to come out and put this case to the British people to say, forget about China, we can grow without China. And if that is not the case, we have to understand the historical ties, inroads, understandings, and see how can that translate into an opportunity for economic growth and coexistence with China. We also have to develop and formulate collaboration scenarios, if the second option is taken, of how to collaborate with China along the Belt Road Initiative. And that is a reality. It is a reality that has started 10 years ago. We are on the 10th anniversary of Belt Road Initiative. And how some of these goods, services, insurance, banking, the things that we have mastered in the United Kingdom, and other opportunities in and around technology, innovation, manufacturing, can co-fit with ambitions of China along Belt Road Initiative and contribute to strategic, geoeconomic, and I would say geopolitics of UK in these global markets. And given that UK is one of the first signatories of Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, it's like a gym membership that we have paid, but we're not going to lift some weights and build some muscles. So take these 10 points as well, or 9 points as well, reflect on them, And next week, we're going to talk about credibility in the Global South and how and why that matters if we want to engage with the other 87% of the world. It's time to listen and not just to lecture. As Larry Summers lately said, people in the Global South say the Chinese give us an airport, the West just gives us a lecture. Maybe it's time to take off from a different runway in search of new horizons for growth. Do subscribe, see you soon, and stay tuned.